Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this June the 15th, 2023. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Thursday out there so far. I hope everybody continues to stay safe and well, and also have a great Thursday afternoon as well, and also stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we'll talk about the air quality alert because the air quality will get bad over the coming weeks because in wildfire in Canada is still burning, and it's going to start. The air quality is going to start getting back into the yellow and maybe red category for some areas and orange. So I just want to start off with that. We're going to take a look at the for the charts about air quality alerts again. Also, we're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation. Also, we'll take a look at the watches, warning, and advisory map. And also, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today, Friday, Saturday, and your Sunday as well. If you're a new viewer and have not subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Love to have you. Like these videos, share these videos, and let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. Okay, let's dive on into your forecast now. Alrighty. As you can see on the map here, we got some air quality alerts up here now, just in southern Canada, around Ottawa, Canada, and Montreal, Canada. Got y'all in the yellow, and orange, and red categories. That's moderate category. Orange is unhealthy category, and very unhealthy for red. Also, we have patches of yellow across just east of Detroit, west of Toronto, Canada there. Also, we got some down just around the Cleveland area of Ohio, over toward Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, over toward Washington, D.C. Got a little bit of moderate category for unhealthy sensitive groups with health problems. Also here in eastern North Carolina, central North Carolina. Also right along the North and South Carolina border there as well. Also some in the North Carolina mountains, that is. Also up towards Kentucky and Louisville, Kentucky, up towards Cincinnati, Ohio. Also in the Indianapolis, Indiana. Chicago, Illinois, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Also up towards Minneapolis. Got some moderate unhealthy for sensitive groups there as well. Also up in the ports of South Dakota, through the Great Plains there, portions of the Great Plains there. Also just portions of Kansas City there, all the way down toward Arkansas, back toward Dallas, Texas. We got some orange. We got an orange category issue for San Antonio area and surrounding vicinity. Also toward the Houston area, just west of New Orleans. Got some patches through Florida there as well. Also got some around the Appalachia, maybe Mobile area there, Alabama, maybe just a little bit over to Pensacola there, Florida there, some unhealthy for sensitive groups. Also, we got some scattered around through Texas, New Mexico, back towards just northwest of Phoenix, Arizona, around Tuscaloosa. Also around San Diego, also back over towards San Francisco and Santa Monica. Also Francisco area there of California, up toward Montana as well. Over toward portion of Washington State. We're going to try to navigate this thing up a little bit so you can see a little bit in southern Canada. Winnipeg, Canada, got some air quality alert category there for air quality. Alright, let's take a look at these air quality alert if anybody was in the green, they would be in the good category. That's the value index is 0 to 50. Air quality is satisfactory, and air pollution poses little or no risk. The ones that's in the yellow category for today and for the next several days, that's a moderate category. That's 51 to 100. Air quality is acceptable. However, there may be a risk for some people, particularly those who are unusually sensitive to air pollution. If you're in the orange category, we did see some of them on the map. Unhealthy for sensitive groups. That's index of 101 to 150. Members of sensitive groups may experience health effects. The general public is less likely to be affected. And you know, we've seen some reds also on the map. That's unhealthy. That's an index of 151 to 200. Some members of the general public may experience health effects. Members of sensitive group may experience more serious health effects. Currently, there is no purple or maroon color on the map, so right now that's a little better. But if we could just get rid of the red and orange and keep it in the green and yellow, that would be a little bit better. Let's go back and healthy for sensitive groups, moderate. We got some red and orange. Got some orange down here around San Antonio, Texas, and the orange and red was up around. Kind of study over that graphic. They welcome to, so that way you'll know what the air quality alert is for your location. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation. You can see up here in southern Canada, across the northeastern United States, from Vermont, New Hampshire, all the way into Maine, over toward Toronto, Canada, and Montreal, Canada. Got some scattered showers and thunderstorms in your vicinity. Also, we have more over southern Canada and also back up around the Great Lakes. Just ongoing down here from Louisiana all the way to the Atlantic waters to the Carolina coast, and scattered showers offshore there. The Bahamas looks good. Cuba looks good. The Puerto Rican island looks good. Got a few scattered showers around the Hawaiian chain island there on the central. Around Alaska there. Got some off the coastal waters there. Also in southern portions of Alaska and western portions. Got a few scattered showers there as well. Also got some scattered activity over southern California through Nevada. Also in the portion of Arizona, back in northern New Mexico. Also into Colorado, Utah, all the way up into South Dakota, back in the portions of North Dakota, southern Canada there as well. And some scattered activity over portions of Tennessee and portions of Arkansas as well. All right, let's move on to the watches, warning, and advisories and for your locations. Okay, there's some severe weather down here in the south. And southeast through southern Georgia, northern Florida. So that's a severe thunderstorm watch over here in this area here. In the yellow, we have a tornado watch extending from southwest Georgia, northern portion of Florida, panhandle there as well, southern Alabama. We have another severe thunderstorm watch for northeast Louisiana, eastern portion of Louisiana there as well, and southern Mississippi. In the green there, we have a flash flood watch in effect. We have some flash flood warnings also in effect for a portion of East Mississippi, southern Alabama, southeast Alabama, and southwestern Georgia as well. We got some heat advisories down here in southern Florida, also in the central and southern Louisiana, eastern and southern portions of Texas, west Texas as well. Excessive heat warnings in effect for South Texas there as well. We have some red flag warning for West Texas, central and southern portions of New Mexico and southeastern Arizona. Also, we have some Air quality alert down here in the southwestern portions of Arizona. Special weather statements there as well for some fire weather issues and low relative humidity for portions of New Mexico. There's that flood advisory still in effect for Texas there in the Panhandle region. Severe thunderstorm warning there in effect. We got some flash flood watches also in effect for western Kansas, eastern and central portions of Wyoming. Some wind advisories over portions of northeastern Montana. We got frost advisories over here in the eastern portions of Nevada. Also, we got some river flooding still going on in portions of southwest Montana, down here in portions of Idaho, over here in portions of west central Nevada. Also over here in South Dakota there as well. There's no air that on the map where I showed the air quality alert forecast over here in central and southern Wisconsin, eastern Idaho. I mean, yeah, Iowa. Iowa, and also central and southwestern portions of Minnesota. Also over here in portions of western portions of Missouri, eastern Kansas, also southeastern and eastern portions of Missouri and southwestern Illinois for air quality alerts in your region. Okay, Alaska got a few special weather statements there. Also in the central and southern portion of Hawaii and Chain Islands, got a few gale warnings in effect for you guys there as well. Alright, now let's move on to the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today through Sunday. We're going to go through the forecast real quick. Okay, well, like I said, we got general thunderstorm from the northeast, from Maine all the way back into the Carolinas, all the way back into Tennessee, back into Michigan. We have a marginal rift up here in portions of Ohio, southeastern Michigan, and also western Pennsylvania and eastern Indiana. General thunderstorms extended all the way from Kentucky, Tennessee, all the way back through portions of North and South Dakota, also back over into portions of Montana, all the way back over to California, and all the way back into southwest and central Texas and southern Louisiana. Also, you guys down in central and southern Florida, including the Florida Keys, general thunderstorm activity there. Darker green, marginal risk to the South Carolina, all the way down into northern Florida, central Florida as well, back through portions of Louisiana, central Texas, all the way into eastern Colorado, also into portions of Kansas, also into Nebraska, all the way down into Georgia and Alabama and Mississippi. Slight risk for severe weather, extending all the way into southern Georgia, northern Florida, all the way through the Florida Panhandle, back into portions of Oklahoma and Kansas, all the way down into central Texas. The major severe weather today, we're going to be over here in Texas and also into Oklahoma as well. Where they have enhanced risk and a marginal risk for severe weather. Let's take a look at the moderate risk for today. We got Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma, Wichita Falls, Texas, Lawton, Oklahoma, and Edmond, Oklahoma. The enhanced risk include Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Arlington, Texas, Plano, Texas, and Garland, Texas. Slight risk, this includes Jacksonville, Florida, Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma, Wichita, Kansas, Shreveport, Louisiana, Mobile, Alabama. The marginal risk, this includes Detroit, Michigan, Columbus, Ohio, Austin, Texas, New Orleans, Louisiana, and Cleveland, Ohio. Alright, now let's take a look at the tornado probability for today. We have a 2% in the green, stretching from southern Georgia to Florida, back to Kansas and Colorado. 5% over here in portions of Panhandle, Florida, back into Mississippi, northeast Texas, all the way into portions of Kansas. We have a 10% over here in portions of Oklahoma and northeast Texas. If you're into 10%, this includes Lawton, Oklahoma, Atlas, Oklahoma, Woodward, Oklahoma, Elk City, Oklahoma, and Clinton, Oklahoma. 5% include Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Arlington, Texas, Plano, Texas. Also 2% include Jacksonville, Florida, Shreveport, Louisiana, Jackson, Mississippi, Gainesville, Florida, and Waco, Texas. Winds for today, we got a 2% up here in Ohio, also in the South Carolina, back into Tennessee, northern Alabama, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, southern South, central South Carolina, and southern areas. Central Florida, back into Texas, 15%, includes from southeast Georgia, northern Florida, back into portion of Kansas. We had that 30 to 45% over Texas and Oklahoma, southeast, southwest Kansas. The significant severe weather. This includes Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Arlington, Texas, Plano, Texas. 45%. This includes Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma, Wichita Falls, Texas, Lawton, Oklahoma, and Edmond, Oklahoma. 30% include Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Arlington, Texas, Plano, Texas, and Garland, Texas. 15% includes Jacksonville, Florida, Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma, Wichita, Kansas, Shreveport, Louisiana, Mobile, Alabama. And 5% include Columbus, Ohio, Austin, Texas, New Orleans, Louisiana, Cleveland, Ohio, and Atlanta, Georgia for damaging winds. Let's take a look at the hail probability. Same areas: Ohio, South Carolina, back to Mississippi, Florida, all the way back into Kansas and Oklahoma. 15, 5, 15, 30, and 45%. Significant severe weather, same areas: Dallas, Texas to Plano, Texas. 45 again from Wichita Falls, Texas, all the way to Atlas, Texas. 30%, Dallas, Texas, all the way to Plano, Texas. 15%, Jacksonville, Florida, all the way to Mobile, Alabama, Shreveport, Louisiana. And the 5% include Detroit, Michigan, Columbus, Ohio, Austin, Texas, New Orleans, Louisiana, and Cleveland, Ohio. Outlook for severe. We have general thunderstorm from Maine to the Carolinas, southern Florida, Florida Keys, Louisiana, back to California, Idaho to Wyoming, all the way to Minnesota, North and South Dakota there as well, and surrounding states. We have a marginal slight rift over the northeastern and mid-Atlantic region for portions of southern New York area, all the way down to Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, including the Virginia and Eastern Virginia area with the marginal slight rift area. We have a marginal rift over Florida, central and northern Florida through Georgia, all the way back into Colorado, back to Louisiana. We have a slight rift from the panhandle of Florida all the way back into Arkansas, also in the northern western portion of Oklahoma, southwest Kansas, and southeastern Colorado. The slight rift, this includes Montgomery, Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, Little Rock, Arkansas, Jackson, Mississippi, and Hampton, Virginia. Marginal risk: Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Jacksonville, Florida, Memphis, Tennessee, Baltimore, Maryland, and Washington, D.C. Tornado probability for your Friday: 2% over here in portions of Colorado, Oklahoma, and Kansas. The only areas affected currently is Godman, Oklahoma, and Lamar, Colorado. Winds, this would be 60 miles per hour plus, 5 and 15% over here in portions of Washington, D.C., Maryland vicinity. Also 5% and 15% from Florida back into Colorado. And this includes the areas 5%, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Jacksonville, Florida, Memphis, Tennessee, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C. 15% include Montgomery, Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, Little Rock, Arkansas, Jackson, Mississippi, and Hampton, Virginia. And let's take a look at the hail probability for your Friday. Same areas: northeastern United Mid-Atlantic region, Florida back to Colorado, 15% in the yellow. This includes the same areas I just called out from Montgomery, Alabama to Hampton, Virginia. Also 5% include Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, all the way to Washington, D.C. All right, let's move to day 3. As you can see, we still got general thunderstorms in the northeast from Maine all the way down to Pennsylvania. Also from southern South Carolina all the way back to Montana, back to Wyoming, back into western Minnesota, that is. That's Montana over, excuse me. All the way back to Idaho, all the way back into Utah, Colorado, down into Texas. We have a slight risk for southern Georgia. The same areas have been getting hit for this last several days into central Florida, back to Louisiana, back to Texas, back into Kansas. The slight risk includes northeast Texas, Oklahoma, southern Kansas, southwestern Missouri, and much of western portions of Arkansas. And a slight risk includes Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma, Wichita, Kansas, Springfield, Missouri, Norman, Oklahoma. Marginal risks include Dallas, Texas, Jacksonville, Florida, Fort Worth, Texas, New Orleans, Louisiana, and Arlington, Texas. Probability for your Saturday, 5% in the brown from Florida, Georgia, all the way back into Kansas and also Texas. 15% in Texas over to Arkansas and Missouri. 15% include the same area, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma to Norman, Oklahoma. 5% include Dallas, Texas, all the way to Arlington, Texas. And finally, we're going to wrap it up with day number we have a slight risk for severe weather over Arkansas. Let me click on day 4 so it won't get moving around with me. But we got severe weather from Arkansas, northern Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, southwest Tennessee, and central Tennessee, and southern Missouri. This includes Memphis, Tennessee, Little Rock, Arkansas, Jackson, Mississippi, Huntsville, Alabama, and Jackson, Tennessee. And that takes care of the severe weather for Sunday outlook. So I told you yesterday it probably would expand a little further to the east, and it did. So there you go. But anyway, hope everybody enjoyed this weather forecast. Continue to stay safe and well. Enjoy the weather. It's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, consider subscribing, and we'll catch you back in the next one.